Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to another movie review. A little bit late though, but still. Um, Dev's been busy with other stuff though, but I haven't gotten to too much reviews though, but I try to do whatever I can though, but I still enjoy doing what I'm doing. I'm not gonna, for however long it takes, I'll still do movie reviews, but been busy lately though, but I'm still whatever I can though, but anyway. But now for this next review, I'm gonna review a trilogy that many people, I would say, people don't talk about as often. I don't see that many movie reviews of this trilogy. You can see trailers though, but not other clips of the movie. But and I don't know why this film, all these films don't get talked about as much. I don't think they're not as bad as probably a lot of people think they are. But so for this year, I'm gonna review the trilogy of Prehysteria, which came out in 1993. Which, of course, 1993 was a year of a lot of dinosaur release films. Like this film came out in 1993. So did another more other dinosaur films. Of course, Jurassic Park was the big one. But other ones, this film, Carnosaur, and the animated film We're Back, a Dinosaur Story. So in 1993 was a year, basically it was like the year of dinosaur films. But of course everybody hates the Carnosaur films, but I've always enjoyed the Carnosaur films. We're Back, a Dinosaur Story I like, which I'll have to review sometime. Of course, Jurassic Park is if anyone thinks about the best dinosaur movie ever made, it's going to be Jurassic Park easily. But not people talk about this film, Prehysteria. And of course, what I've also hear is the sequels as well, 2 and then 3. Now also these are all of these films are only released on VHS. I have no idea why these films have yet to be released on DVD. I've looked either if I missed something, but I have yet to see any of these films come out on DVD. Not even like in a DVD 3-pack though. The other doesn't have to be separate, at least in a 3-pack, but I have no idea why. I mean, I've seen other bad movies that get DVD releases, but these don't get DVD releases and they've get to be forgotten. I don't understand why. I mean, yeah, it got negative reviews. It has a 39% on Rotten Tomatoes and has a 3.8 on IMDb. I mean, I've seen films, even films of today, that should get lower ratings than this. I don't think this is not such a bad movie. And when it said when the film was when it came out, it was a huge hit on video rentals. From what I read, it was like 100 million in video rentals. I guess you can say that film was you can say because there's a lot of films that were hits on home video rentals. I know Tremors for sure was a huge hit on home video rentals, and The Last Boy Scout was, which I love both those films. Like and also I think also believe that Big Trouble in China was, since the film didn't do that well, but it was also I believe was became a cult classic again. But I believe also was a huge hit on video rentals as well. So yeah, a lot of good films like those that were made a lot of money in home video rentals. So this reading like this film was as well, but yes, people don't talk about this film anymore. Like I said before, I don't know why this film doesn't get a DVD, or even all the other two films don't get DVD releases. Not even a DVD 3-pack. I just don't understand why. There's I've seen better. Well, a lot of shitty films get DVD releases, but this can't though. But I'll never understand it though. But anyway, getting back to it, it came out in 1993, and which is also released by I can't find the. Oh, here it is. By a company by the name of Moonbeam Entertainment. You can see the logo right there next to the Paramount logo. Moonbeam Entertainment. It has made a lot of films. Obviously this was the first film released by Moonbeam Entertainment, but of course the trilogies. But they made of other films like that are pretty much forgotten about, like all the way up to 1999, and that's it. But like the trilogy, a film called Dragon World, Remote, Beanstalk, Magic Island, a lot of Josh Kirby films, Magic Mirror. It's a bunch of, I would say, low budget films, but not probably people don't know about them. And I remember seeing how I got interested with first heard about Prehysteria a long time ago as a kid. That it was a preview on another VHS tape that caught my eye. I forget what tape it was, but there was a preview for this film, and I remember that that the theme song for Happy Days was playing. Like it showed like previews for other films like this, and this was one of them. While the theme of Happy Days, Happy Days was playing. And that's how I first got interested a long time ago. How I got my first interest look at Prehysteria. And the film stars if you look here, Austin O'Brien, for whoever knows this, will go on to be in Last Action Hero, Arnold Schwarzenegger, which also came out the same year as well, 1993. And I enjoy Last Action Hero. And he was the kid, who got transported into the movie by the magic ticket. So yeah, in the same year he starred in this film, and then Last Action Hero. And it has it says here on the back of the tape, it has two directors, Charles Band and Albert Brand, which I think is father and son, I believe. And on the lookout, there's a third director though, but it doesn't say on the back here though. It says Charles and Albert Band. I think Charles Band, I believe, is one who started the Moonbeam Entertainment Company, I think. Sorry. But probably not a lot of people has never heard of this company anymore because it's pretty much forgotten about. And other actors in this film, the guy who plays the father, because in the film there's a small family on a farm, father and his two kids, son and daughter. The father, played by Brett Cullen, which I recognize. He's been in some films. I remember him. He was in Ghost. He was in Ghost Rider. He played Johnny Blaze's father, which Johnny made a deal to get rid of the cancer that he had, in which he did get cured, but later he died in a stunt accident. So yeah, the guy who plays the father in this film, Brett Cullen, plays the father in Ghost Rider as Johnny Blaze's father. I was like, oh wow, that's the guy who played Johnny Blaze's father in Ghost Rider. I think he also has some other role, like in 42. The 2013 film 42 was a film about Jackie Robertson with Harrison Ford as well, and also an actor named of Stephen Lee as the character, as the, you could say, the film's villain, as a Rico, as the guy named Rico. Stephen Lee, recognized well. I mostly remember him. He was in RoboCop 2. He was the dirty cop. He was the dirty cop named Duffy. I mostly remember him from RoboCop. Other film appearances they believe he was in a La Bamba. If you recognize him, La Bamba with Lou Diamond Phillips. I think he was also in well, probably in a supporting role. Look it up. He was also in The Negotiator with Kevin Spacey and Samuel Jackson. So the guy had been in a couple of notable films, but I mostly remember him. He was in mostly remember from RoboCop 2 as Duffy, the dirty cop. So he plays as the guy whichever film opens up, he's him, Stephen Lee, as Rico. He's in this jungle. He wants to find on a expedition, and which people said this is they run away because it's what it was, it's a temple, and the people, the natives or whatever, they say you cannot enter here. But of course he goes in anyway, enters the temple, and he finds 5 eggs on ice. Even one of the locals held him by the throat with a knife, but he takes one of the eggs and hits him over the head with it. That was a nice thing to do. Yeah, considering it's an egg and it could have cracked or broken easily when you hit the guy in the head, but it doesn't. It's probably as hard as a rock. But anyway, he takes the eggs back to where he's from, back to his hometown, I guess. I don't know what town it is, but back to America, and which is where you introduced to the Taylor family on a farm. The father played by Brett Cullen, like I said, Johnny Blaze's father from Ghost Rider. Then you get Austin O'Brien as the character named Jerry, who is interested in listening to Elvis Presley, and he has an older sister named Monica. And there is said that their mother passed away like a couple years ago, and which they also have a dog named Ruby. And they use that he's also the father was like an archaeologist as well, and they go into town to sell to this museum where the Rico is. He's like the curator or owner there. He brings back the eggs in this red cooler, which of course the Taylor family, they have also bring a lot of red cooler to bring stuff to sell. But of course, like the guy Rico being an idiot, instead of taking it to his office, he goes and sits down right next to the door, right for the dog to switch it or takes it. Of course, these eggs are like probably heavy, but the dog like takes the cooler and lifts it up like it's nothing, like it's light as a feather. Considering those are big eggs, like there might be some heavy, and but the Taylors they don't know the dog took the eggs. They bring it back home. The dog puts into the basement, puts on like a pillow, to warm it up, and lays next to him, wants like basically like hatching them basically. Then Rico gets upset that the cooler's been switched. He goes to Taylor's house and he says, "I want my cooler back." But Brett Cullen says, we didn't take no, we got our cooler. We didn't switch with anything." And just shuts the door on him. Then the eggs hatch, which you get into little mini dinosaurs. Of course, little Tyrannosaurus, Brachiosaurus, and what was it, a Chasmosaurus? It's like a Triceratops, but it's not. Like a Chasm, like I forget how the thing's called, but I think it's called a Chasmosaurus. I think it was. It's like a Triceratops, but not. A a pteranodon and a stegosaurus. They had Austin O'Brien as Jerry. He goes down and finds the dinosaurs. He wants to hide them, but then the next day that the pteranodon flies through the shoe where the laundry gets thrown down. Scares the older sister, but attempts to hit it with the guitar. But then he shows her where all the dinosaurs are and names them. He gives them all names, and they name the dinosaurs after singers. They named the Stegosaurus Jagger, of course, the Mick Jagger. Uh, the Chasmosaurus or Chasemosaurus Hammer, after MC Hammer, I think. The Pteranodon Madonna, the Brachiosaurus Paula Abdul, and of course, Jared names the Tyrannosaurus Elvis because Tyrannosaurus was the king of the dinosaurs, and referring to Elvis was the king, so that's why. Obvious name, of course, but yeah. And why I get positive thing is though the effects of the dinosaurs. At times they were like real models, moving practical models, or puppets, I would say. They look well done. At times they could tell they used stop motion animation, which I thought was pretty decent. Of course, there was like one little scene. It was like about 5 seconds though, but it seemed out of place because, like when Jared takes Elvis into the kitchen, and you see Elvis on the kitchen floor, you can tell it's like not stop motion or a puppet. It looked like it was an image cut and paste. Like I told that before when I ranted with that was the film Rise of the Dinosaurs. Like that was like some of the worst CG I've ever seen. It was the dinosaurs basically just like cut and paste. That's why I saw here. It was even though that lasted only like 5 seconds, where you just see him on the floor while Jerry's looking to the refrigerator to give him something to eat while he goes this way. Just that little scene there seemed like a lot of place. It seemed like it was cut and paste though, but that's a little nitpick though. But for most things, they see real puppets and stop motion animation. I thought it was pretty good. So I do give it a positive thing, which on the whole thing on the whole trilogy was because the animatronic and puppetry and stop motion animation on the dinosaurs I thought was pretty good. But they wanted to the father noticed to see that they're up to something, they're hiding something, and then later when the dad goes to the kitchen, which the dinosaurs they escape the basement, while Paula, being the long-necked Brachiosaurus, unlocks the basement door. So all the dinosaurs get into the kitchen, they make a whole mess of things, they make a whole mess of the kitchen, and then the dad sees them in the potato chip bag, and Elvis pops his head out. So now he knows. Um, and then the woman by the name of Vicky comes by, which she worked at the museum with Rico, but also Vicky is a woman that the father likes. He kind of likes her, and she comes by, and then she finds out the dinosaurs. She finds the dinosaurs as well, and like first of all, early she gets a little of a, well, I wouldn't say scuffle or struggle, because the guy Stephen Lee, he started losing. He's like, I want my babies, where are my babies? And in his office, just argumented with Vicky, and she hits him on the head with a rock, knocks him out. But then he comes by later when he comes by later, and when the dinosaurs are outside, and he's sitting on their porch holding a gun, says, I want my dinosaurs, and Jerry says to Elvis is sick on him, like goes and bites him in the leg, even though, yeah, it's like quirkiness when a small dinosaur is like not doing all that harm. All this is a simple little bite, but yet it causes extreme pain to the guy. Yeah, I know it's silliness though, but and then the guy takes the gun. The father easily takes the gun away from him and gives him the boot out of his property. Yeah, it's a little bit of silliness and sort of things, but I think over why it's so bad about it. I mean, I think it's a harmless little little fun little dinosaur film with mini dinosaurs. I don't think it's not that bad, as bad as a 3.8 or on IMDb or 39% Rotten Tomatoes. I don't get that though. I mean, I think it's a harmless little dinosaur fun film. I just don't get it. Yeah, there's certain aspects of silliness, even though later on, yeah, there's some of the things I don't care for, like when the guy Rico comes back as these two bumbling henchmen, which yeah, I don't care about those two guys. They're acting as they're bumbling and silliness. I just don't care for those two guys. I know I'll give that. Because he comes back, brings the two guys in, like this big muscular guy says, "Oh, goes to the front door with that. Oh, we're selling Girl Scout cookies." And the guy gives the father heads bumps like, "Oh, you don't can't," and then it falls down. Yeah, that's a silliness. Yeah, the guys, those two henchmen, I didn't care for. They're just not that good acting. And of course, they get to the this greenhouse where they're hiding at, and um even though they try to fight. Well, they didn't very much fight the guys. Well, they struggled a little bit though, but it was not much of a struggle. I mean the father could have easily taken these guys out because all three of them are idiots. But he gets taken out in a very wimpy way. Like the guy holding a container just goes and shoves it at him, and the father falls down. And the woman Vicky's was useless. She didn't like do anything to fight him with. He like not even a slap or anything. The woman didn't make any effort to fight the guys. The kid did try to do something, like jumped on the guy's back or something, and but they didn't really do much to fight the guys or anything. And while they just put the dinosaurs in the containers. But the woman Vicky says she's the only one who can take care of them, so she goes along with them. And then why? And then take their dog with them. Well, I don't know why they just took the dog with them, because that would end up messing up his plan later. So I don't know why would they take the dog in the first place. Well, it says, "Oh, please don't take the dog. He's like a mother to them." Maybe that's why I took it. But I don't know, something you shouldn't have taken the dog, otherwise it would not mess your plan up in the first place, which comes in later. So with them, but then the families don't go after them immediately. They took Vicky and the dog and the dinosaurs, and they don't go after him immediately. But what they do is they just sit down and eat dinner. Yeah, they took your dinosaurs and the father's girlfriend and their dog with him, but no, we're just gonna sit down and eat dinner. Yeah, he's the father's telling him eat. Yeah, I know. That was like a thing. So yeah, that's another nitpick. I would say, yeah. Instead of going after them immediately, you just go and sit down and eat dinner. But yeah, those are a couple. That's like a dumb idea though. But and also I get one or two nitpicks. But I think it's a like I say it's a harmless, fun little dinosaur film. As best way as I can put it, because they're little dinosaurs. That's why. But then they decided to go back to the museum where Stephen Lee Rico is about to give his presentation to show the reporters what his discovery. But it's the father gets there, and which they have to talk with this janitor named Whitey, this old guy who was a janitor named Whitey, and once you find out that I guess the guy Rico's not as smart as is he brings the woman along, but doesn't have the brain to figure out maybe could have done something with the dinosaurs. I think because she and the janitor they like swish the dinosaurs out from the box, and when they lift up the little curtain, the dogs in the cage, and the reporters laugh at him. Yeah, the guy didn't even think for a second that they could have switched the dinosaurs with the dog, and which is the other thing because he's an idiot for taking the dog along in the first place. So the guy was just he was an idiot. He never thought that they could switch the dinosaurs with something else, um or dumb enough for taking the dog away from them as well. So the reporters laugh at them. They walk away. The father gives him a punch in the face, and then they load the dinosaurs in the back of their truck as they say goodbye to the old janitor guy, and then they drive off, and that's it. So yeah, Prehysteria. I remember I like the film, but I don't think it's just not as bad as people think it is. Well, from ratings, if people think it is bad, but I don't think it's not. I don't. I've seen a whole lot worse, especially from films that came out this year. I mean, this is some films that this like some films like I think are horrible, but they get the pass. But certain films I think deserves the pass, but it doesn't. I just don't understand it though, and I'm still mind boggled why all three of these films have yet to get a DVD release. Why are these the films that bad? They don't deserve a DVD release. I mean, I know there's other films that have yet to. I know there's other films that yet to come out on DVD. They're still on VHS, but no DVD release. I've seen other films that don't get DVD releases. But this film, or even the sequels, I mean, come on, why? What's so hard to put these on DVD? What is so hard about it? These are 90s films, and they just the only way to get them is on VHS, and that's it, and no DVD releases, and just only on VHS, and people forget about them. I just don't understand why. I mean, Prehysteria. I like the film. I mean, the effects of the dinosaurs, the puppets, and the stop motion animation of the dinosaurs, I think were pretty good. Pretty well done. Even though there was like a 5 second scene with Elvis was like a out of place cut and paste image while I was walking on the wide shot of him in the kitchen while Austin O'Brien's looking in the refrigerator. If you know, everyone knows that scene, you understand what I'm saying. It looks like a cut and paste image as he's walking. But other than that nitpick scene though, the effects of the dinosaurs I thought were pretty good. It's better. It's sad it was like some films of today with horrible looking effects, and some like I look at effects like these, they look a lot better, which is sad about it. I just don't get it. That's the I keep on nagging about them. This is why is it so hard to get these films out on DVD? Not even the 3 pack. That's why I'm just keep on nagging about. I'm just like why? But the actors, Brett Cullen as the father, he was all right. Even Austin O'Brien from in Last Action Hero he was there, but he was there all right. And even this film I think he was there as well. The sister, even though like she's like talking, oh please it isn't in that tone of voice, it's like okay just stop talking. Yeah, so the older sister, it's like, yeah, but I can deal with it. Even Stephen Lee, which I think really enough, Stephen Lee, I think he like passed away like in last year. I think it was like in August. I think it was like around the same time when Robin Williams passed away, which kind of like, yeah, that's right, yeah. Like Robin Williams, he passed away on August 11th, and then Stephen Lee, like a few days later, he passed away. Okay, that's got really nothing. Yeah, so yeah, Stephen Lee, the guy who plays Rico, the idiotic villain in this film, and RoboCop 2 and other films. Yeah, and that's things because I love RoboCop 2. I think it was a pretty good sequel. The first one was still the best, but the sequel, RoboCop 2, I think was pretty good. So that's what I thought I mostly remember Stephen Lee from. He was the dirty cop from RoboCop 2. If anyone knows, check out RoboCop 2 and you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Prehysteria, I like the film. Like I said, it's a harmless film. I can deal with it because I remember, like I said, way back as a kid, seeing on a VHS preview with the Happy Days theme playing, and just because I like dinosaur films. I think this is better than some of the crappy dinosaur films that I ranted on, which is yeah, I think even the sequel I would say is better than some of the crappy dinosaur films that I ranted on, hands down. Better than Jurassic City, better than Rise of the Dinosaurs, or Age of the Dinosaurs, or what was the other one? Um, oh, what was the other one? The first one I did. Oh, I forgot that one. What was it? Oh, it was that forgettable. I forgot the title. But yeah. So that's why I think this is better than some of those other crappy films, crappy dinosaur films. It's not that bad of a film at all. Yeah, some nitpicks like the idiotic henchman and even the villain was acting like an idiot sometimes, over the top screaming, shouting, or or why he was such an idiot bringing the dog along, otherwise it would have ruined his plan. But yeah, seeing these little dinosaurs, cute looking. I thought that like I said, the model effects and puppetry and the stop motion animation at times were pretty good, well done. So yeah, so that's my review of Prehysteria. If anyone, probably the first ever review because I don't see anybody talk about this film. But I could be wrong though. But that's basically yeah. So that's pretty much it. I don't think it's not that bad of a movie at all. From the 1993, I don't think it's not that bad of it at all. But anyway, that's my review of it. Prehysteria. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my review of the sequel, which I'll get into, Prehysteria 2. See you later.